What up? What up? What up? Hey, it's your resident online mortgage lender, Robert Lewis, NMLS license number 180100. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here in the green room having a great time, and I didn't realize that I passed my start time. So I apologize. It's your resident online mortgage lender, as I said, Robert Lewis, and welcome to the home show. Let me bring my co-host on. How you doing, Kels?
What's up, man? I thought you left me back there. I said, I'm still stuck in the green room.
Nah. We in here chopping it up in the green room, man. And
Release me.
man, I missed my start time. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm on this Hawaiian volcanic alkaline water.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
this is the year of hydration.
Yeah,
Uh, Mikhail, the Critical, a lot of times we don't realize, and I'm going to say this early as my introduction, we got to get hydrated this year, man.
no doubt. No doubt.
Everybody forget about that. They got to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's pretty chilly up here in Dallas.
Right?
But everything's going well. Everything's going good. Enjoying that God has me right side up and not laying down today, so I can't complain about nothing.
That way. Hey, man, we got a great show this evening. Hopefully we get a lot of interaction. If not, I think I got all of the questions that people might want to ask our guest, Mr. Camari Ellis, aka the Finance Rebel, will be in the building with us here shortly after we, set the table, if you will. But do you have your questions ready for him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think it's pertinent. It's tax time. Everybody, has got that on their mind. Taxes play a big part when you look at buying homes, especially with all of the business owners that have been created over the last 18 to 24 months.
Yep.
Because of the situation we're in. So before I bore you anymore, why don't you give them the guidelines, let them know how to interact with the show if they want to, and then we'll bring our guests on. How does that sound?
Most definitely. So first and foremost, if you can, go ahead and like, comment, and share. But if you're coming in, let us know where you're coming in from. Sometimes a lot of times we never know where people are coming in from. So Rob does a very good job of keeping track of where people are coming in from him. From real estate side, I check where I get a lot of my clients from the credit side. So let us know where you're watching the show from. Put the state, city where you're from. Also, if you come in with a question, put a Q in front of it. Since we do have a guest tonight, if there's a question you want to know about taxes, put a Q. If there's a statement or if you're agreeing with something, put an S in the front or drop your favorite emoji. And if you do want to do something else for us, take out your favorite device and throughout the show, either screenshot or record what you're hearing, post it up on the story, post it up on social media, because liking and sharing our content is a beautiful thing.
No doubt. So excellent job, young man. So without further ado, like I said, we won't get into any more of the setup. Let's bring our guest, Mr. Camari Ellis, onto the stage. How you doing tonight, sir?
Gentlemen, how are you?
That voice, boy. That voice.
Here we go. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year,
New
my
Year.
man. Happy New Year.
And listen, I'm hydrating too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That way. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm glad y'all out here telling the truth. Shaming the devil, getting folks right.
Amen.
I love that the Critical came on and started talking about that water, right? Our great ancestor Dick Gregory said, we are underhydrated, we not sleeping enough, and we not exercising enough. And there was one more he said, but hydration's a big thing. So in order to get your money right, you got to make sure your mind's right. If your water levels ain't right, you ain't never gonna get your mind right. So keep that in motion.
We right in line. See, that's why you brought him on the show.
Birds of a feather flock together.
I got the alkaline water, the big bottle. I've been drinking.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm jealous.
Yeah. We can shut
Blue
it down.
Hawaiian something.
Yeah. Look, we can shut it down. Kamari came on here with the jewels out the gate, man, out the gate. So let me get my composure, man, because this is the type of shows that I really like. Again, guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to let Camari give you his provenance, if you will, give you the stage there, my man, for the next 2-3 minutes, and just let the folks know who you are, if you don't mind, okay?
Sure. My name is Camari Ellis. I'm the founder of the Philly Tax Team. I am a tax accountant. I solve tax problems daily. I am a recovering financial advisor and a former portfolio manager. Been in the financial services industry for over 20 years. Started out with my dad as a wee boy. and he basically brought me into the business. So I'm second generation tax accountant, second generation black business owner. So, I'm always here to try to teach, learn, and then teach some more, always looking to give, always looking to help.
My man. So let's get into it, man. Guys, let me start. You know what? I'm gonna let the young gunner, Mr. Myhal Rip Taylor, the credit go start off first. What question would you have, Myhal, for Camari that you think the people might want to know as it pertains to taxes?
Oh man, the first one I have is because I deal with a lot of business owners myself, dealing with the business credit and stuff like that. And I just want to ask you: why do a lot of people want to write off everything when it comes to their taxes? Like I know that's and look, it's just, look, he laughed because
Y'all sure y'all want me on y'all show?
Yeah. Because see, one of the biggest things is I made a post the other day and it got kind of controversial. And I had said, stop writing off everything because when you go to home ownership, it looks like you only made like 30,000, right? So I just want to clear the air or what your take is on that from the jump.
So I help a lot of people in real estate. Matter of fact, Rob helped one of my clients get his very, very first home, great mortgage. So I might slander some mortgage folks, but Rob's not included in this. All right. I hate mortgage brokers. Tell you why. There's so many y'all. Remember, I said Rob's not included in this. He's exempt from all this slander. But there's so many of them who are only looking to get the sale and the commission that they do their clients a disservice in the long run. They're going at the short-term gain at the exclusion of the long-term benefits. Now, I'm explaining to you what I mean by that, tied into your question. I don't know how many mortgage brokers who've told my clients to either one, not write off all their stuff so they could have a inflated income rate so they could pass the underwriter muster test for getting a mortgage, and then do that with the guise of then going back and filing an amendment. Well, I'm here to tell y'all that's fraud, folks, because you had the intent to do an amended return later on. You had the intent to mislead the federal government from the start. Some might say it's conspiracy too. And if you grew up where I grew up at and you've seen the kind of charges some of your friends that I grew up with, I'm a little older than you, credit code, but some of my friends got some major charges for thinking of certain ideas on how to do some things around the laws of the government, and they got some major time. So I don't mess around with anything federal. I don't mess around with anything local as it relates to jail. I tell folks I do not look good in federally issued orange jumpsuits.
Facts.
Or federally issued polo shirts,
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people do it though because again, they want to get that quick check. They want to get in their house. Everybody, has been beaten to their head that home ownership is the American dream. And so I'm not here to slander home ownership, but what I am trying to say is that you got to do it the right way. And if you do it the right way, you're fine. Now, directly addressing your question, you said, why does everybody want to try to write everything off? They don't want to pay taxes, but they don't realize that, again, that's short-term gain or that short-term pain that they think they're avoiding is really creating long-term cancer and disease and financial decrepancy for themselves in the long run. I have not a lot, but I have a hard time working with barbers and hairstylists because they're very cash-dominated industries.
Right.
And we all know barbershops and hair salons run the community, or at least are the pulse of the community. So y'all know what go on in barbershops and hair salons.
Right.
They never want to declare their money. They never want to pay taxes. They want to get over a lot of times. I don't know how if I might be going a little bit too deep into the psychology of it, but that's how a lot of them think. They don't want to pay taxes. But when it's time for them to get a car, because they didn't do a good job saving all that cash they got, because they was out doing something else.
Right.
But it's time for them to get a house. They don't have no documentation.
Right.
When it's time for them to get a business loan, they don't have no documentation to grow their business, to scale their business. So they get stuck kind of in this rat race of playing hood politics and being ghetto fabulous where they don't know what way's up and they kind of get stuck. I mean, I pick on my barbershops and my hair salons a lot, only because I really think they have a golden key to wealth that a lot of other industries don't have.
And what's
you
that?
Get a barber, you get a salon, a hairstylist. If you treat them right, 9 times out of 10, they not going nowhere.
Right.
I see Rob is nice and fresh and lined up.
Yeah.
He probably ain't leaving his barber.
Nah, I'm not leaving them. And you know what, Kamar, not to cut you, man, on that line, because that's going right into my question, and kind of the title, the thumbnail, right? I went and found out if there was a phobia, right? So hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, but Forosophobia, it's a phobia of taxes and the IRS. So
Really?
Yeah. I'll pull it up here in a minute. You hit
I'm about to get an education.
Yeah, you hit a lot of things though, man, especially in our community, right? And let me set the table and I'm gonna let you run with it. The psychology, right? That's very important amid the environment that we've been in for the last 2 years, right? Everybody's trying to level up, generational wealth, things of that nature, but they don't realize, and this is something I heard from you, that the tax code is the cheat code to wealth.
Absolutely.
Right? So on this show, as you well know, that's what we're always aiming to do. As we entertain and inform, we want to educate as well. And that's key. Talk to the psychology and why there's a fear of the IRS in our community.
Well, let's keep it funky, right? Our community has a fear of government, rightfully so. Is some of it exaggerated? Yeah, but I mean, listen, and when we say community, I'm assuming we're talking black folks here. Let's remember, we were. My friend says this. We were capital before we were capital.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know, and so a lot of times people don't get that, but a lot of times that has been inbred in our psyche. How we were treated on plantations, how we were treated by overseers, how we were treated by government, how we were treated by police. Like, we talking generations. And, you know, I know a lot of times we don't want to go back too far because it gets boring, but when you really go back into it, it really paints a crazy picture if you really want to do the research.
And that's important to go back, right? And you guys tap in to the finance rebel, because this is the type of education. He's a historian as well. But I'm not gonna let him go back too far, because we're gonna go forward, right? So he hit on some key things, right? And regardless of the community, but we're talking about our community. That's what I'm talking about, because that's 90% of the people that I deal with, and I see a fear of the IRS. And as a result of that, like you said, the barber shops and the cash businesses, and just talked to some folks today that were doing some things that they thought they had heard, right? That are incorrect, that ultimately hinder what it is that everybody's trying to do, create that wealth. And what we like to say over here, Kels, are those generational choices for those coming behind us, right? So now, moving forward, right? Moving forward, let's get some particulars. Let's get some tangible stuff for folks in this tax season. Because correct me if I'm wrong, it opened up what, Monday the 24th, where folks
Yes,
start
sir.
filing?
January 24th.
So you did an excellent video, and for those that may have not seen it, you gave 4 salient points, right, of what people should be doing. So if you don't mind,
Everybody didn't think it was excellent. Some people was mad at me.
It was excellent, bro. I believe it was excellent. So it's a recurring theme that we talk about a lot. But what was the first thing that you said folks need to do in this tax season going forward?
File early. And what I mean by early is don't rush without being prepared, but go as soon as possible. So everybody's documents aren't in yet. Some W-2s aren't out yet. If you are an independent contractor, running your own business and working for some other businesses, you might have not gotten your 1099s yet. If you are a trader or investor, you might not have some of your 1099s. I know Robinhood and Ameritrade, not Ameritrade, that's the wrong. One of the trading platforms, I can't think of the name of it, said that they're going to be delayed to delivering their 1099Bs, which are the dividends. You report the dividends that you get from your stock portfolio, sometimes your 1099 INTs, which is the interest that you might get off your brokerage account or your bank accounts. So a lot of those are anticipated to be delayed. So I would say, again, go early, but go with all your stuff. Now, if you don't have none of that and you just got your W-2, I would go ahead and file early. File early, file now, because
What's the benefit of filing early like that?
well, the benefit is Robert didn't explain to you the title that I said, but basically the IRS is kind of in peril right now. These last two tax seasons have been really, really rough on taxpayers and the tax professionals that are working with them behind the scenes. The IRS is understaffed. They don't have enough bodies working there. They're having a hard time hiring. They're trying to hire. They're having a hard time hiring. A lot of people don't realize that either. Also, they're under budget. So Congress won't cut the check so they can get more money. Now, Joe Biden talked about getting them more money. A lot of people were like, we don't want them to have more money because then they're going to come and steal my stuff. But when they don't have more money, you got long hold times. You're sitting on the hours, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So for every action is an equal and total opposite reaction to that thing. So we always got to think about it on both sides of the equation. So first thing is I would say go file early, because if there are any delays, you can get your stuff earlier than you would if you waited, because it's a snowball effect.
Uncle Rob, I need my 1099 for the home show.
Yeah.
Oh, are we
It's
cutting
gonna be delayed.
1099s?
It's gonna be delayed.
Can I submit my W-9 so I can get on the 1099 roll too?
Yeah. We're gonna talk in a minute. So early, because of all they're backed up. Tell me this. I had heard this in the streets, but confirm it, right? Aren't they? How many reports have not been completed from the last tax season, roughly?
So there's about 8 million uncompleted tax returns.
Wow.
A lot of them are amended returns. And those are the returns when you got to make a change and you submit it in. They have to review those manually now. And then also a lot of those are just previous years, 2019 and 2020, that just never got through. Some of them have errors. Some of them drew a red flag. Some of them just got caught up in the system for whatever reason.
Got you. So in order to go early, what do you have to have, Kamar?
So if you work a 9 to 5, just take your W-2. And you can do it online sometimes for free, or you can take it to the tax firm you're working with. If you are, let's say, you got a child, W-2, same thing, your children's information. There's a lot of benefits this year for people that had child tax credits, dependent care tax credits. There's some money to be doled out if everything's in order. So I would say go early.
Not to go too far, I know you said the child tax credit. Now, I know a lot of people got the early payouts, right?
Yep.
Is that going to be a big effect on people going into this tax season, or what?
It's going to be effect on some people because Congress did increase the rate for the child care tax credit. They took it from, I want to say it was $2,000 off the top of my head to $3,000, and then for children, I want to say 6 and under, they made it $3,600. And so what they did with the advanced child care tax credit is they said, well, we want to get some money in your pocket now. We're going to send you about half of that over the next, I think they started in July. So July, August, September, over the next 5 or 6 months of the year, the last 6 months of the year, they sent out half of that. So for most people, they sent out about $1,500. People still going to get another $1,500 when they do their return. Because think about it, tax season is when you go and reconcile everything. You put everything on the table and say, I made this amount of money. I had these amount of deductions. I had these amount of credits. So this is how much I either owe or how much I'm going to get back. So I think it'll kind of push. The big thing, though, is the IRS allegedly has been sending out some letters that are inaccurate. And there's a lot of things that haven't really flushed itself out yet. So it still remains to be seen.
So it's very important with that point. Anything that you're getting in the mail now, guys, you really need to open it and pay attention to it so you don't throw away something that your tax preparer should have, right, Kamari?
Yes, but I'm going to take it a step further.
Okay.
I'm telling people to get an IRS online account, because anything that you get in the mail will be recorded in this IRS portal. And everybody's entitled to get this IRS portal. All you got to do is go on irs.gov, and it says create personal account. You can do it. Before, it was pretty hard because they wanted you to have like a mortgage, and they wanted to be able to verify that. You had to have your mortgage number or your credit card, student loan, or credit card, something like that. But now they have this whole ID me system. I haven't tried it out yet, but supposedly it's a little bit easier.
I actually think I did it because I had to look at some taxes for previous years, and you can see the previous year taxes on it.
Yeah. So you're a perfect example, right? So you were able to get your account. You were able to see the previous years. You could also go back and look at other things. So they're all listed under transcripts. So you can see your wage and income transcript. You can see your account transcripts. And the account transcripts, you can see everything that's going on. Every stimulus payment you got, every advanced child care tax credit you got, and then you can lay it all out. And then whether the dog ate the mail, you misplaced the mail got lost, you can look it up. So you were totally empowered at that point. I'm for empowerment. So get the IRS online account. Set it up now.
Is this the one you're speaking of, Camari?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So I made your step 2. Step 1, file early. And to me, I was trying to, we got to get back in the gym. I threw you a oop. I was like, what do you need to file early? And you basically said it, your documents.
Yep.
And better than your documents. Number 2, you saying create an IRS online account. I put it in the chat comment section, guys, if you want to avail yourself to the URL. So, all right. Anything else? That's 2. Early, create the IRS online account. What else you got?
Now, you know I'm getting old, Rob. I'm 40 plus, man. I didn't have my ginkgo biloba today.
Hey, you LeBron out here, baby. You go LeBron and Brady, they gonna play to the 80.
Hey. So what did I say? I know I said be patient. That was the last one, but I know there was another one.
Yeah, you hit into the documentation.
Right.
Create the IRS online account, file early, and hit that patience piece, man, because that's something else we need to work on collectively, being patient.
So here's the thing. Stuff is going to be bound to break. Again, the IRS got hit with COVID last year. The IRS is underfunded and understaffed. I mean, shoot, man, they had some reports that came out last year that the IRS didn't have ink to print paper.
Wow.
So I know it's not every department, but the governmental entities tend to run slow, and they tend to be behind. So I would just have patience. Do not bank on that refund. If you normally bank on getting a refund, do not bank on it. If it comes in, it's icing on the cake. You know, it's the honey on top. It's not to be lived on or to be budgeted for in advance. Don't plan for it, y'all. Do not plan for it.
Quick question, and this one just popped in my head. It might be kind of off. I dealt with some people with this. With garnishments, how do a person know if they're going to be getting garnished? Do they know prior to it, or it's kind of like, oh man, I didn't get my refund. They garnished my refund. Can you?
They coming to your house. We want our money.
Come on, folks say they didn't know about the garnishment. They know about them. Yeah. They knew they ain't pay their baby mama their child support.
Letter. Yeah.
You might not have opened the mail, but you knew your baby mama was having some problems, or in some case the baby baby daddy.
Yeah, just keep moving.
No, because we equal opportunity here, right? Because there are women and men who are on child support sometimes, so it gets a little cracky, it gets a little hectic.
Next time you see a woman paying child support, holler at me. I want to see it.
They got one. They got one.
You seen that happen? I ain't never
ever
seen it happen. Yeah,
it happens. I've seen it happen several times.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Balanced.
Hey, it's 2022, man. It's
right.
2022.
Okay.
And listen, if you owe the federal government or any state agencies as well, you're probably not going to get your tax refund anyway. So
they snatching that thing, huh?
They're going to snatch it. They call that offsets.
Offsets.
It goes to the offsets department. So if that's the case, a lot of people will delay filing their taxes because of those issues. I say still file. I say get it out the way so you can be informed and get empowered. You know what's going on. If they're going to snatch your refund, cool, let them snatch it. Then at least it pays down the balance. Then at least when the balance gets paid down, the interest rate doesn't go up because the IRS charges interest like a mob loan shark.
Yeah. So and that's why, again, so patience, proactivity, okay, and spoke to some folks yesterday and today. Tax liens, tax problems. How should one deal with? You owe the people. What say you? You're the enrolled agent. You're the professional. how does somebody go about that? Because it's causing uh gallstones and heartburn. I know they can't sleep at
Nope.
night.
Stop coming to a credit repair person for it. That's what you're doing. Thing, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What'd you say? Stop coming to a credit repair person?
Yeah, they're telling you.
So can I talk about that real quick? Since you are a credit repair person, everybody talks about, and I'm gonna come to your question, Rob. But everybody talks about when the person gets married, they should check everybody's credit. I say when a person gets married, they should check the credit and they should check the tax accounts because your tax transcripts sometimes are more important than your credit history.
That's a good one, bro.
Wait, you said once they get married, I think it should happen.
No, before.
Okay.
Yeah, put everything on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it all on the table.
Just slide it on the table, all the documents.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of tax liens. I want to say there's over 50 million. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I can get them now. I actually should do something on that. But there's a lot of tax liens or a lot of tax debt that's out there for a lot of reasons. A lot of people jammed up. Don't believe what's going on these Instagram and Twitter and Facebook streets. Everybody's not balling. There's a lot of people doing bad. A lot of people that have lost homes. A lot of people that have lost jobs. A lot of people whose businesses have closed up. I mean, just drive around a little bit and look at some of your local strip malls and some of your favorite places. A lot of them have closed and they are not coming back. Where do you think those jobs went? And then now we're dealing with this whole great resignation debacle. That's a whole other thing. Robert, we wanted to talk about that. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother one, man. Yeah, but I want to stick with the tax lien because like Kels said, they come to him because they think he has the magic wand to make them disappear. That's not true, right? But what I want folks to know, even on the residential mortgage side, if you have a tax lien, this is my question, so you could correct or put good information out, Camari. The IRS is willing to work with you, meaning if you're buying a home, a lot of times, if you have a payment plan in place, they'll subjugate, go in second position, so you can buy said homes. And the guidelines state that as long as you made 3 consecutive payments, we just take that payment, put it in your debt to income ratio. So you don't have to pay the whole thing off, but you have to be on a payment plan. Aren't they willing to work with people, man?
You just laid out the program. You might as well come and enroll agent with me, brother. Let's take over.
Nah, that's what you do, man.
Everybody wants you, Rob. Everybody wants you.
Nah, I got 3 hairs left. I'm trying to hold on to them.
Well, listen, brother, I ain't got nothing left.
There you go. There you go.
What we talking about? You're doing better than me. I wish I could go to the barbershop. But yes, you are correct. 3 payments, 3 months, then you can get on the installment program. But it's not just for buying a home. It's also when you might want to refinance a home as well.
Right.
You got to make sure you're good standing. We still have super low interest rates for mortgages. I know they've been jumping up this last week or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's best to stay on top of taxes because it affects every aspect of your life.
Every aspect. And then go ahead, Kels. Do you have one? I don't want to take all the questions.
No, do you know? I got one.
So
I ain't going nowhere, y'all. Y'all ain't got to fight.
Okay, cool. Let me relax. So, because man, I'm seeing this all the time, and I'm this year, man. And shout out to you on that book recommendation. Fire so far.
Which one? Come on, you know I talk about a bunch of books.
The obstacle is the what is it called?
The obstacle is the way.
The obstacle is the way.
Yes.
And see, a lot of times people, that's pertinent with what we're talking about. You got to deal with these obstacles. Had another guy call me, right? Although he was stealing, I still blessed him because he came over here, got all the jewels, and he went over there. And then they told him no over there. Then he had to come back over here. And
you're right.
Yeah. But I still bless him. But the thing is this, man, you gotta pay your bills, bro. Judgments, collections, IRS tax, they're not going nowhere. So we have to go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it. I want to be sensitive to the situation, right? Because I've been in situations where I couldn't pay my bills because I lost my job.
Okay.
So just because you lose your job or business goes down, right, doesn't make you a scumbag or a less desirable.
Facts.
It just means you're a little jammed up. But the honorable thing to do, right, is when you get back on your feet, start making some arrangements. And I know a lot of times we deal with our ego, right?
Right.
We don't want to go back, or shame.
Right.
We don't want to go face folks.
That's the piece, though. That's the piece of the face folk. Because a lot of times I talk about with Rob all the time. If you just answer the phone and have a conversation, sometimes they'll help you out. They might push back the payments till you might get on your feet. You never know what they can do for you, but you got to pick up the phone and talk to somebody.
And the blessing is on the other side of that obstacle, man. That's
Yep.
what we got to.
There's
That's
a
what we
joy
got to
there.
see.
There's a joy there.
Yeah.
But let me give you a quick story real quick. I mean, I get these calls all the time. So a homegirl of mine called me about a homegirl of hers who just lost her job, was thinking about withdrawing all her money out of her 401k because she had bills to pay. She was behind on her mortgage. First question I asked was, listen, I know it's rough. I know you got a baby girl there. Take a breath. Have you called your mortgage company and explained to them the situation?
Number one. Right.
And you would think I was like Black Jesus coming down on a lightning rod or something. And I just, illuminated effervescence all over the place. But she's like, I didn't do that. And this has been going on for like 2 months. And so that's some of the stuff you should do up front. Very first things you should do. You get jammed up, call the people you owe right away. Now, I'm in favor of calling the people you got to see face to face, whether it's Nana, my mom, pop, girlfriend, baby daddy, baby mommy, whoever it may be. Call them first, then call the folks that's behind the scenes. Your banker, call your credit card companies, call your auto loan company, call all those folks. Get it out the way. And yes, it might be a little rough. And sometimes, Nana and my mom might be trying to teach you a lesson, so they might be a little rough on you.
Yeah.
You just got to eat it. Because there's a blessing in that.
That's the crisis snowball.
Right.
Did you hear the order? Call your people first.
Yes. I mean, that's what I believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do y'all believe? Y'all agree?
No, I never heard that. I love
with
that.
You know we in line with that.
Okay.
Me and Rob said all the time, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Don't shoot a text, pick up the phone, make that phone call.
But I appreciate you, because I think sometimes, man, I come off as if I've never gone through anything. And that's further from the truth. But it's 2022, man. I am who I am, okay? And folks, unfortunately, on these broadcasts and stuff, it takes a little more time to get to know me, right? But I'm the humblest dude, and I'll do anything for folks as long as you're loyal, right?
Or you could let some of these people know some of the trials and tribulations you've been through.
See, but that's why you here. See, because you told them.
No, they want to know about you, brother. They on your broadcast.
But you know what, man? Here's the deal. You know what? I'll tell this one quick story, right? And this is why I'm so adamant about keeping your word. This is a real story, okay? My biological I never had biological grandparents that I knew, okay? So my dad that the Lord sent me was not my biological, but that's my father, right? That's who raised me. His dad, long and short, my senior year of high school, some stuff went on, had to go stay with him. And for 8 months, man, I had a grandpa. You feel me? Great. He put his name on a car for me, and I got it repoed. And before I could get it right, he died. Kills me to this day, because somebody, I always wanted that grandfather. You feel me?
Right.
And he forgave me or whatever, but just I ain't get a chance to get it right. So
I feel you.
Yeah, from that day forward, man, my word is my bond. You feel me? Now I was able to go back and get it right, but he had gone.
But you still cleared his name.
But he didn't see it. You see what I'm saying? So the power.
He saw it.
Yeah, but in the power of that, you see what I'm saying? So
I don't want to get too woo woo.
Nah, I ain't gonna get woo woo. But
no, I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
But I believe in energy, right? And energy is love. But energy can't die. So if energy can't die, love can't die. So he saw that. He felt that.
I take that.
Again, not getting too woo woo.
Yeah, but that's why sometimes people hear me. I paid my student loans, man. You feel me? It didn't feel good, but that's why I like you, man, and that's why I love the power of the internet, right? Met you, man. It's been almost 7 years, man. Online.
No, it's been longer than that.
It's been longer than that. You're right.
I think we hit about 10.
It's about 10, right? Yeah. Online through an app called Blab, right? And guys, stay with me. I'm going somewhere with this. This is taxes, but we always go deeper on this show, because we all these three men on the screen really have a heart for the community, right? And we want to see all boats rise as much as possible. And if you go back and look at any of our work, you hear that in what we do, right? So we're not out here flashing it. We don't have commission breath and all those types of things. And we probably could make a whole lot more money, but that's not in our nature, right?
Whole lot more.
Whole lot more. Trust me, whole lot more. But point I'm trying to make is, guys, is this, right? Be honorable, right? That obstacle, that thing, and that pride, humble yourself, right? And who knows, man, on the other side of that thing, like Camari said, you're not the credit score. And if it's bad stuff happen to people all the time, we're talking to I'm starting to see a sect, man, a contingency that, you know, I'm looking to steal. I don't know any other way to say it. So I don't want to go there. I want to bring you on and talk to folks about the tax code tells you what to do to become wealthy.
But can we go there a little bit?
Yeah, well, let's go there, man. You know, I'll be trying
just a little bit.
You like Kels, you be bringing me in there. Let's go.
I mean, just a little bit. I mean, because listen, we America, well, not just America. Let's talk about America. America is built on corruption, right? It's in the DNA.
Facts.
We glorify gangsters.
Facts.
Now, sadly, the people that exude some of those characteristics that look like you and I and Kels get treated a little bit differently.
True.
But that's part of the overall ethos. That's part of the environment. I mean, so are we really shocked? And I am shocked, but I got to ask the question, are we really shocked when we see folks that just want to get over, that don't want to work, that want to rob, steal, kill, and take all the joy from a thing? Are we really that shocked?
Now, I'm not shocked no more, to be honest with you.
Not when you lay it out like that. Yeah.
And I'm a little younger than y'all, and I guess I came up more on the internet, obviously. But I'm not shocked because anybody that's flashy or that's doing that, that's who everybody migrate to. So I'm not really shocked with it. You know what I mean? And it's been like that prior. We can look at it back, whether it's in music, whether it's in sports, you can look at primetime in sports. Everybody flew to him because he was flashy, right?
I love primetime though.
No, I like primetime too. I'm just saying, but the visual when somebody's flashy, so as soon as somebody go on the internet, and I would just mess with Rob earlier about a tax person. I was like, I don't care how much you fold your arms in that picture, you're not about to do my taxes. But the person that
I love that meme.
But the person that, you know, got the nice picture that was selling bundles yesterday that looked flashy, looked nice, got the nice car, you're gonna go do their taxes. The person that's walking off a private jet saying get your credit right, driving a Lamborghini, that's who you'll get your credit fixed with. You know what I mean? Like, so it's been like that. You know what I mean?
It's in the DNA, like you guys said. And again, there's always a balance, right? There's always a balance. So that's why we're here, right? And Kamara, I was telling Kels the other day, I'm not worried about vanity metrics because I know people watch because they calling me all the time. And we're so transparent and we talk that they don't want to pop up, right? But it's all good. This is why we're here. I know it's getting out there. You feel what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right.
So I really appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you coming through. You likewise, bro. Don't stop, man. So I got one more, Kels, and then I'll shoot it to you, man. How much of your home can you legitimately write off if you have a small business, right? And you were in business all last year and you have dedicated spots in your home. Can you break that down on how that works?
So are we talking business or are we talking employees that work for a corporation?
Hit both of them because there's a lot of people working from home. Can employees write square footage off?
No. That was easy. Okay. Thank the orange monkey president that just left. He changed all that. He changed all that, right?
So you used to be able to write it off as an employee working from home?
Yes, you could write off a lot of things as an employee when you had when you had to take on expenses to work a job. Can't do it anymore. Now,
Schedule A's. Okay, I got you.
Right, no Schedule A's. Now, if you are a home-based business or you might have to relocate back home to do some things because of COVID, you can write off a portion of your home that was exclusively designated to your home office space. I have a e-commerce guy. He's got his garage and one of his offices. I use that whole space as his write-off for his home-based business, for his home office.
That square footage for those two dedicated spaces.
Yeah. Okay. So just to give you an example, let's say you live in 1,000 square foot home. I know that in Texas, that's living in poverty, but 1,000 square foot home. Let's say you work in a 10 by 10 room, or let's say 100 square feet. You just divide that 100 into 1,000, that's 10%. So you can write off 10% of your mortgage interest, your real estate taxes, the upkeep on your home, potentially the utilities on your home, potentially. So you can do a lot of things when that's the case. So that is one way to kind of subsidize your lifestyle with your business and get a tax break for it.
Facts. That's good. Go ahead, Kez. You got
Now,
something?
a lot of people always go for the home first, but what about the car? Because what if like you do a lot of work out of your car, you're traveling around in your car. How can you make that work for yourself?
Well, usually the best way, some people would debate with me, but usually the best way is to track your mileage. You can do actual expenses. What I mean by actual expenses, like the amount of money you paid for an oil change or brakes or any kind of maintenance. You can do that as well. But the key is where people miss out. You have to do that in the first year you place the car in business, or the first year you place the car in service for your business, rather.
Gotcha.
Most people don't do that, and they don't keep good records.
Correct.
I say, get your phone out, get one of the apps, let it track your mileage, go through, track what's personal, what's business, have a detailed record, make sure you do that, and that's the best way to go.
Love it.
And I'm not sure, you know what? I'm off my game today because I don't even know what mileage is this year.
It's like 57 cents.
It changes every year.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest. I mean, if you're driving, all these real estate agents and stuff, and
And that's why I said it. Yep.
So it's 50. So for tax year 2021, so last year it's 56 cents. And tax year 2022, the year we are in right now, it is 58.5 cents.
That's crazy.
Right. So keep for this year right now, what you can do. If you didn't do it last year, cool. Can't live in the past, but we got to move forward. Make sure you track your mileage because, think about it. What, 58 cents for every mile you drive. That adds up real quick. That adds up real quick.
And you know what, Camari? I bet you for folks that are business owners and guys online, I will drop his website because talk about e-commerce, you can do taxes nationwide, right, sir?
I do taxes nationwide and internationally, right?
And
so
internationally.
I got a couple folks in Japan I'm helping out.
Japan. I was in Puerto Rico. I got a quick question for you though. What do you say to the person? Is it good? And I'm just saying this is kind of like being funny, kind of. Is it okay to jump around from different tax people? Or is it good to stay with the old person?
That's a good question, Kels.
I mean, it depends on what your flavor is, right? I mean, if you're a monogamous person when it comes to your business, that's cool. If you want to be polyamorous, that's cool. You want to,
you loose out, you thotting out here in these streets?
They want to be thotting out in these streets. That's cool too. I mean, whatever your flavor is.
But it's true though, because see, and me and Rob joke with it a lot. But even in the credit industry, people will hop from agent to agent, right? Mortgage loan to mortgage loan, credit to credit, hamster wheel. Same thing last year. You was gonna buy a house last year when you got your taxes. You gonna buy, but is it okay to keep going to different taxes? Because you might be like, your homeboy might have got back 10 grand, you might have got back 7. You like, oh, I'm going over there to her because she's gonna give me back more money. You know what I mean? Like, speak to that a little bit.
So I'm gonna give you the theoretical answer, and then I'm going to give you the real world answer. So yes, you have the right to do what you want to do, just like in a marriage. You have the right to do whatever you want to do. Now, it might not be the best thing for you. There might be some repercussions and backlash for you, but I have real world experience with that issue. There's a young lady, I won't go too deep into it. There was a young lady who could beat my price and could promise a bigger refund to a certain group of my clients. So I lost about 10 clients to her one year. And then I lost a couple the next year.
You didn't pull up on it, did you? Hey,
nah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Nah, I know.
You gonna send the people, hey, what you doing?
But for anybody that's promising you a bigger refund, they're not a professional.
Nah, they trapping, man.
Right.
Let me tell you.
Well, let me tell you the story though.
Okay.
She winds up getting audited. By the IRS. And anytime you get audited by the IRS, anytime a tax preparer / tax professional, because there's a difference between a tax preparer and a tax professional, whenever they get audited, a lot of times they'll take a sampling of their clients and audit them as well. And needless to say, a lot of my old clients wound up coming back to me because they got audited and there were some funky things that went on with their tax returns that I wound up fixing. So sometimes, going back to patience that we talked about, we have to have the patience of Job in certain instances because there are some shenanigans that are going on.
So
but if you're
speaking on that, is it okay for them to post up like, I'll get you $6,000 back? Because, you know, a lot of times on the internet,
I don't know if you caught it. I answered that question already.
I caught it, but I want somebody else to hear.
You want them to hear.
Yeah, I want them to hear because I caught it. But I'm saying, like, are they allowed to do that? That's what. Let's get that. Are they allowed to?
So here I'm gonna tell you real rap. A bigger tax refund don't mean. I can't say it. I was gonna use some expletives. It don't mean jack. A bigger tax refund don't mean jack. Why? Because it doesn't tell you that the return was done properly. It doesn't tell you if the return was done to the letter of the law. Here's one thing I want everybody to know. There is no statute of limitations on fraud. Why do I bring that up? Because when you intentionally lie to the government, they can always come back after that ass. Always. Forever. Never dies. There is no statute of limitations. There is no forgetting. There is no going back.
This doesn't work. Hold on, Kamar. This doesn't work. I didn't know. My tax preparer did that. That don't work?
That don't work. That don't work.
That don't work because your name is on that thing.
Because your name is on it. Ultimately, you are responsible. Now, they might sanction the tax pro who did it, but ultimately, you got to pay that fine too. But so going back to the question, a bigger refund doesn't necessarily that your tax return is done properly. You want proper, not necessarily bigger money. And if you're getting a whole bunch of money back from the IRS at the end of the year, usually something's wrong. And that's outside of my folks who are at lower income.
Right.
But
and that's what that's the point I was trying to make, not to cut you, man. Everybody wants to go to the next level. If you're getting $30,000, $40,000 back, excluding those folks in the lower tier, right? Because most of the folks we're talking about are talking business and investing and things of that nature. You hustling backwards.
Yep. 9 times out of 10. There are some extreme cases. I have $1 million plus clients, and sometimes they might get 30, 40,000. Well, they might get bigger refunds because they're in a bigger bracket, but also they're not totally listening all the way either.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But no, a tax refund don't mean jack. And people that advertise it, it tells you a lot. It tells you the quality of work that they were willing to put out. And have you noticed, me and some of my tax friends have said, we haven't seen a whole lot of the commercials of the guy jumping out of the airplane saying, hey, come get this big tax refund.
Because those are deceptive practices, Kels. Yes. That's against it, but it goes on.
But there's been some lawsuits. There's been some lawsuits that have come down the pike. So they're even starting to pull back from their aggressive advertisement towards lower socioeconomic people or lower income folks to be playing.
Don't things go up during tax season?
Yes, it does.
Come on.
Every season it does.
Talk about that. What are some of the
car
things that
lot goes up?
Car lot goes
Furniture.
up.
Vacation, furniture. It all goes up.
Right. And I'm not trying to be petty, but they probably watching. I'm going to say it again. Just because you're getting a tax refund doesn't mean you're a homeowner. Okay. Because the person that's doing credit repair and the realtor and selling you the house and getting you the loan, they're not going to pay for none of that when you can't.
And they sell the bundles last week too.
They were selling the bundles, and they got a used car for you.
Wait a minute. And don't forget about the lashes. They got the bundles and the lashes.
And the bag and the outfit. So guys, you're hearing it here. We don't want you to be a victim, but you can't be a culprit. You can't be accessory to the crime, right? If these numbers are so exorbitant, that's a red flag. And like he said, like Fat Joe said, because when they came back to me, bro, I've been like, this year's price is not last year's price. You get the unloyal fee and all the other ones I'm charging.
They was my folks, so I didn't tax them too.
I know you're not going. I do it too, man. Yeah. I do it too.
I still bless them, like you said. You blessed the brother that left.
But I made him. I pissed him off though, because I was like, "Who'd you go to?" He didn't want to tell me. Who'd you go to? I went to. Hey, bro, you need to bring it down, bro. You asking me for help.
I think one of the biggest things is crazy because I know I'm a little younger than both of you guys. It's not no shots, but
Look, Kamar, he done said that 8 times. but look at his hairline.
Nah.
Does it look younger than mine?
Listen.
Look.
No, I was saying, but I think a lot of times the internet messes with a lot of it because I mean, even in previous years, I know a lot of my partners, they get caught into the whole like the social media aspect of it. Like, I'll guarantee you this, like, or you know, like, or I'm going to this person for this, or like the lend you money type situations. The person that lend you money. I think our generation definitely gets caught up in that a lot because I see it all day long.
It's not just your generation.
Yeah.
It's been captured more on video and some of the memes, but we've had this same collective mindset for a long time. Sadly.
Yeah, sad. But we're changing it. We're changing. I'm seeing the change. I'll tell you guys, this year I've seen about 6 clients that bought 4 years ago, and it's so refreshing because they're keeping those homes. And I remember the how I had to, you know, nurse them all the way through because they thought they weren't gonna be able to do it. Now they caught that wave due to all of the factors that are causing asset prices or homes to increase, but they caught that wave. They're keeping the homes. They're pulling some of the equity out, moving up. And so I'm seeing it change. Credit scores coming back the next time, 7, almost 800. So it's changing. We just need to keep doing what we're doing, guys. So I agree with you on that, Camari. I think because we're so connected with all of this technology, things seem like they're happening more, but I think we're just more aware of it happening everywhere instantaneously.
But it also distorts, right? I had this conversation with my son. People will think certain people got on as an overnight sensation.
Yeah.
There are no overnight sensations. There's a couple people that got lucky, but for the most part, there are no overnight sensations.
Right.
And he likes to reference this guy who's a gamer, who's actually older than him. He thinks he's younger than him. This guy by the name of Ninja. And he was like, he just got on, he plays video games. I said, yeah, he plays video games, but he's dedicated to his craft, right? And he was able to get himself dedicated to his craft before a lot of other people saw it, right? So he was willing to ignore all the naysayers.
Yeah.
But I said, that man older than you with a whole wife, kids, and everything.
Right.
And he's making bread. But people only see the outside. They only see the superficial. Dig down a couple layers. Pop the hood on that thing. Kick the tires. Turn the car on. See what's popping.
Take it for a spin, huh?
Yeah, listen. See when you turn the car on, does it putt or does it roar? Does it roam? Like, a lot of times we just see, oh, this looks good. But it's got so many other mechanical issues. You can't draw that thing. Same thing in life. Same thing with social media.
Especially with this social media marketing, because it might have a bundle and some lashes, and you get that thing off.
Listen, man. I saw
it
an
like
ad.
me when you take it all off. Like, what the hell?
But no, brother. We got the bundles and the lashes, but I saw they got a man suit.
Yeah, bro.
Man got a 6-pack and
they
his pecs is right.
Big time. Everybody lying.
Yeah, so everybody faking.
Yeah. My daughter showed me boy had a Caesar, Billy Ocean waves. I was like, like, man, they need to take my man car.
See, now, if I would do, I should go get the little.
No, you shouldn't. Stop that. We gonna rock with
we got
it
too much tape. We got too much tape. They gonna be like, something
back
don't look right.
Hey, come back tomorrow. I got it braided backwards. They're gonna be like, how you got it braided backwards?
Like D'Angelo. Like, wait a minute.
We're gonna have to get you some sea moss.
Change my name to Miguel.
Get your hair to grow back.
I'm gonna change my name to Miguel.
Hey, Kamar, he gonna be talking about it's the alkaline water, boy. You don't quit like Look, we done got off
Hawaiian volcanic, man.
Yeah,
I was about to say, not just Hawaiian volcanic. He said blue Hawaiian volcanic. I heard him. I was paying attention.
Yeah.
Like that blue man, more alkaline than the last time. Yeah. Man. They put that water in your building around the corner, bro. Got you fed.
You're right, because in Dallas, they got everything in Dallas. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them.
Hey, you know what? Whenever we get together, I know it's fam, man, but tell the folks, man, one more time, Camari, and I'll make sure to put why are you telling them? Walk me through your website. How, if somebody wants to reach out to you, what do they go to the contact us tab or what?
Nah, we on social, right? So you could always find me on the Finance Rebel on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, what else is it? Instagram, right? And then my website is the Finance Rebel. It's a business page. It's static. It doesn't give you who I really am. My YouTube's starting to grow now, Robert.
You heavy out here in the YouTube stream.
I'm not heavy.
Yeah, you heavy, bro. You heavy.
Look at you with that too, buddy. Analytics behind the scenes.
You know, I listen to folks, man. I'm an implementer. I'm like, you know what? Look, Kels, I want what do you got here? I want
4.8, huh?
I want where is he at? Yeah, I want 4.8 thousand.
Not million. Yeah. 4.8 thousand. That's still. I'm still considered a small YouTuber. So you know, but that's only temporary. We're gonna change that.
No doubt, temporary for all of us.
10,000 this year. 2022, you go to 10,000.
Yep, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Speaking. So
I had a guy. I don't know if you know who Mr. Beast is and Daryl Eves.
Yeah.
But I know a guy who's closer. He said, "Come on, I think you can get to 100,000." And I wasn't even thinking about 100,000.
Daryl Eves from the YouTube. Daryl Eves.
Daryl Eves didn't say it, but somebody who works with him said it.
I got you. I feel you.
And so I wasn't even thinking about 100,000. I was thinking about 10. My goal was always 10. And then now it's like, I wonder if I can get 100. Let's see. It's amazing. I say all that to say it's amazing about the company you keep and the words of power that people are dropping on you or not dropping on you.
Facts. That's another jewel he just dropped, guys. I'm gonna have to slide him his check. But here's another. We hit all of the tax stuff for right now. Again, guys, nuance. That's one of Camari's favorite words.
Favorite words. But I did miss one thing.
What's that?
File electronically. Don't mail
electronically.
Don't mail.
Very important.
Sometimes you have to mail, but at all costs try to avoid it because again, the IRS had a major mail backup last year. Over 30 million pieces of mail unopened, unprocessed. Now they say they got that down, but I think they still got a couple million scraggling around somewhere.
No snail mail. File electronically.
Yep.
So early online IRS account.
Yep.
File electronically and be patient.
And documentation.
You got it.
And documentation. Okay. Cool. And then everywhere online, the Finance Rebel. Yep. That's just a marketing tip for you guys. Some of y'all like you the credit gold, and then over here you missed the money 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it harmonious, right? One title, all spots, right? So the Finance Rebel, the credit gold, and Lend to USA, right?
You got the perfect trifecta here.
Got the perfect trifecta. We almost look alike.
Yeah.
Even the young folks that's not as old as we are. Yeah.
Here you go again. See? Hey, you see this? Hey, now look, that's the fourth time you took shots at me. You see me?
Hey, bro, you've been taking shots from the beginning. Talking about I'm not as old as y'all.
No. See, I was saying, the generation. Because sometimes when I speak, y'all be like, "Oh, you young whippersnapper, you don't know."
Nah, man, I never said that about you, nephew.
I didn't say you. I didn't say y'all. Just
okay, my bad. I'm getting old. I'm getting sensitive. Let me find out.
You got dementia.
You getting cantankerous. You getting cantankerous.
He getting dementia.
But I can still see.
Nah, Camari, it was good.
It's always good. Listen, we can start a show.
Hey, whenever you ready.
Three bald heads with money.
Yeah,
I like that.
Look,
then Kels, you have to shave though. You can't go all. You got to be all in or all out.
He ain't got to shave.
I gotta hold on to it.
We just gotta wait a little bit longer. Man, I love it. Ain't no but love is love. Nephew.
I don't know, Rob. You ain't that far behind, brother. You sharp over there, but you ain't that far behind.
Hey, mine's is gone, bro. Look, I'm playing tricks on y'all. I got shadows. I got a light hit me over.
Yeah, he got the light hit a certain way. His camera positioned a certain way. I'm looking at his show. His camera chin up, so he ain't gonna let
angles. It's about angles. Yeah. Man, thank you, bro. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
You're very anytime. And guys, these are my last words, and then I'll let you guys give yours. Membership has its privileges, and team matters, right? And like you just said, man, it's amazing how you rise with the tide of the boats that are in your pond, if you will, right? So this year, man, we've gone through the vetting out process and gathering a lot of information. It's about action. As one of my young bulls said, let's shake something. It's shake something time. Let's shake it. Get around the right people. And that's all I got to say. Kels, what you got, man?
Man, thank you for coming on, Camari. Definitely got to link up more. Definitely a pleasure having you. What I would say is, no matter how much you fold your arms in that picture, check who you get your taxes from. Y'all have a good night, man.
End it up for us, Camari.
Oh man, well thank you brothers for having me. I appreciate being with y'all every time. This is like my second or third time with y'all, so I'm looking to doing more with y'all. And I would just say this, man, be true to yourself, go at your own pace. Don't try to rush the process, because the process is the process, and the way that you really have to go through some stuff. So don't run from it. Go through your process. Go through all the obstacles. The obstacles really is the way. And soak up every jewel. As Master P said, there are no L's, there are no losses, there are only lessons. So every obstacle you go through, take notes, mental, digital, written, and keep it pushing. Keep going. Shake something. I like that.
Hey guys, our time is up. We thank you for yours. As we always say around here, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And until the next time, what P said,